This is the Fan Connection Podcast where we talk all things sports entertainment. We're your hosts. I'm Royce the Kid Michaels.
And I'm the real deal Devin Steele. Thanks to everyone who's listening.
Let's get right into it.
Bad Blood War Games Part 2.
For this second half of the Bad Blood War Games edition, one of us will be going through a table.
By way of diving from the top of a ladder.
The choice of which will take the move is completely up to y'all, the fans.
Like for Royce Michaels to go through the table.
Comment if you want to see Devin Steele go through a table.
Make your choice now. Coming in hot. WWE RAW, October 14th. Rhea Ripley calls out Liv Morgan and Raquel after what happened at Bad Blood. But instead, she's answered by Tiffany Stratton.
And Tiffany's pretty much just telling her, hey, you know, you still got to face so-and-so or whatever. And it's like, it's just getting really irritating to me to understand why somebody from SmackDown's on here talking to somebody from Raw about some beef that's on two different shows.
And she was saying, like, stay out of Nia Jax's way or else you're going to have a problem. It's like, how is Rhea Ripley bothering Nia Jax is what I'm wondering. Like, I guess because she's distracting Liv Morgan, maybe?
In the least barely kind of way, I guess.
And it seems like Rhea Ripley's got Nia Jax's number anyway. Doesn't seem like she's really that scared.
But then they end up just getting beat up by Liv and Raquel Rodriguez, and that ends up being our match for later.
Yep, that sets up the main event.
Then we get into our first match. It's the WWE Women's Tag Team title match. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill versus Damage Control. It's an okay match, but I'll be honest with you, I really wanted Damage Control to win. So now I'm just guessing and trying to wonder what is next for them, actually.
They got these new people that were ringside and attacked Io Sky to cost them the match. And that's fine and all, man. But I don't understand why she wanted to cost Damage Control the match when the champions were also, like, talking trash and stuff and, like, punking them out, you know?
I have no idea. It's starting to really confuse me because, like Damage Control beat all these teams that, like, were coming up and established, and then they get the number one contender spot, and it looks like, this is about to be, another team change for the titles, and that didn't happen. So, like, maybe we see like a triple threat with something like that, but I don't feel like we should count Damage Control out yet,
And that's like two clear defenses for Bianca and Jade.
Yeah.
In a row. So, but then tag team action. The returning War Raiders defeat the Alpha Academy. I feel like that's a rebrand. I don't think they've always been called the War Raiders.
Yeah, they actually, for everybody that doesn't know, they used to be called the Viking Raiders. And for Alpha Academy, I mean, we all knew Otis and Tozawa wasn't picking up that
Yeah,
dub.
they got smushed for real.
Like, they pretty much just fed them straight to the Raiders because it was their first match back.
Apparently, the first team up of those two guys in over a year.
Over a year. Because I think I remember, like, Ivar was in a couple, like, IC
Yeah, they both got hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first dude got hurt, and then Ivar was doing a solos thing, and he got hurt.
Yep. But they're back now, so let's see what happens. I'm for it,
Honestly,
Rebranded.
if they pick up some steam, put the gold on them. I don't care.
It's better than what Finn Balor and JD's got going on right now, to be honest. But then we have a Cody and Gunther segment. And Cody came out first, and then Gunther comes out. Pretty much, Gunther just told Cody that he respected him. He called him the quarterback of the WWE. And then, they go back and forth for a little bit. But then Cody tells Gunther, remember, you haven't ever faced me in this ring. Which is true. This will be the first time we've ever seen Cody and Gunther. But Cody does say that along with all that, he can tell by the way that Gunther wrestles. He's watched his matches that he breaks.
Yep. And honestly, I feel like that's a good storytelling. Like, I feel like it's consistent for Gunther. When somebody is genuinely, like, causing him to struggle, like, if he feels like he can't do it or whatever, like, he really does kind of collapse a little bit. And Cody Rhodes is so diverse in the ring. Gunther has like 5 moves. Cody Rhodes can do anything.
He has a lot more in his arsenal for sure. But just with that, I have to make a crazy prediction. Like, maybe not right here going into Crown Jewel, but soon. I feel like we're actually going to get the American Nightmare heel turn.
Gunther said everyone's friend is no one's real friend. And KO's stirring up trouble.
And Cody's also brought up the fact that he's like dominated the Beast, meaning I think Brock Lesnar.
They referenced Brock Lesnar, so I think he might be coming back soon.
So I mean, there was a lot to go in that segment right there. It was interesting to me. I liked it on both parts. Cody and Gunther did a good job. It was just good storytelling.
Did you notice Gunther called Cody Rhodes a secondary champion?
Yeah. That means Gunther considers himself the main champion in WWE.
Yeah, that's fighting words.
So we're just going to have to find out where that goes at Crown Jewel.
But in the next match, Kofi Kingston versus the dog Braun Breaker.
And I just want to say them dogs were barking, Devin.
Man, Braun Breaker, he destroyed Kofi Kingston. It wasn't even close.
Like always, dude. Braun comes to perform. Good job on both ends, obviously. And, dude, that spear.
The only good lick Kofi Kingston got in during that whole match was when Braun Breaker accidentally ran into the ring post. And he did that himself. That wasn't even Kofi Kingston. He just got out of the way. Man, and Xavier keeps getting caught in the middle.
Yeah, he came out and tried to save him. He was like running so fast. He's like, yeah, I did something right.
He's like, what do you think you're doing, you evildoer? Get out of here.
And then he gets beat up.
Yeah.
And then out comes Mr. Main Event, Jey Uso, to save the New Day.
Exactly, man. And now that we're going to talk about Xavier Woods like kind of flip-flopping, he's like, I'm cool with Jey Uso now and stuff.
Also, he wants to be calling the shots with Kofi too, and Kofi doesn't like that, I think.
And bro, I just kind of feel like Xavier, the anniversary for when the New Day like started is coming up, I think. And I think they're planning him going full heel on the anniversary when the New Day started.
And I think the only way to actually be able to pull that off is him to turn on Kofi and Kofi bring Big E back as a manager.
I'm wondering what Big E's role is going to be in this, because there's no way he's just going to ignore it.
Yeah, he's got to have a part in it, man. His longtime friend's about to just turn heel on his other longtime friend. But also, talking about Braun Breaker and Jey Uso, that's interesting too right here. Jey Uso has officially pissed the dog off now.
Oh, yeah. He said that there was no mutual respect. He give Jey his flowers and everything, and Jey Uso turned around and just like gloated and was a big jerk about winning. So that's why he's mad.
So now there's going to be more fuel to that fire between Braun Breaker and Jey whenever that IC title match comes back around, which I think next week. I'm not sure, but I think next week.
I almost feel like Braun Breaker's going to reclaim the gold.
It sounds realistic.
Because you see how he gets when he gets locked in like that, and he gets focused, quits playing around.
And to this point, he's still unjumpable.
To this day.
But then our next match, we get, never thought we'd see it, R-Truth versus The Miz. Man, Truth, like, I mean, there wasn't even really many moves done, but like already, Truth is up 1-0 to The Miz because of AOP and Karrion, right?
Yeah, literally, the only thing they did, they got in the Miz's head. They're like, we'll help you, bro. We'll help you. We're going to get you championships and wins. And then they come out and cost them the match. And that's all they've done so far.
And poor Truth, man. He was just trying to be friends with The Miz. And
yeah,
like,
he didn't even understand why The Miz is mad at him. And really, I'm starting to be like, what's your problem, dude?
Yeah.
But yeah, man. I really like the part where R-Truth was celebrating and Karrion was like kind of singing his theme song and stuff. And he walks past the Final Testament, and then he immediately is like, go get him now.
Get him now. But yeah, also like right before the roll-up or whatever, the little white 6 thing had hit. So I think it's pretty clear now that they're after The Miz.
They're around somewhere. It's either the Final Testament and The Miz or just The Miz himself. And I feel like they don't much like the Final Testament anyway, if they're going after The Miz.
It makes sense.
And so I feel like it was being suggested that they were going after someone the last time. I feel like this is confirmed. Like, we're coming for you, Booker T style.
Yeah.
But in the main event, Rhea Ripley and Center of the Universe, Miss Money in the Bank, Tiffany Stratton go up against Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez.
So the match to me was kind of boring. I ain't even gonna lie. To me, it shouldn't have been the main event.
Hey, better than the tag division, though.
Raw needs to step it up a little on the main event, and I think, going back to 2 hours, we got to have a little bit. The fans are gonna have a little bit to work with. This is just confusing to a lot of fans because Rhea Ripley's on Raw, Tiffany Stratton's on SmackDown. Yeah, she's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. She can cash in on whoever, but
the lines have been blurred between brands going into Crown Jewel. I guess it's another one of those inter-brand like PLEs or something.
And how did this match end, Devin?
Nia Jax come out and resulted the match in a no contest, and then she sat her 350-pound body on everybody in the ring, bubble bath style.
And Tiffany still didn't get to cash in.
Yeah, and they were going to cash in on Liv Morgan. Dominic comes and saves her at the last minute, and he almost dropped her. He couldn't carry her. I guess she was heavy, bro.
Dirty, dirty Dawn. Something else we want to take a second to talk about. We all saw how Jey Uso did not want to help Jimmy. He tried to get him on multiple occasions on Raw to talk to him at least, and he just doesn't seem like he wants to help Roman and Jimmy.
Yeah, he didn't even want to speak to him.
So where do you think it goes from here, Devin? What's your opinion on the Bloodline side? Do you think Jey will eventually turn around, or do you think this is all part of it?
I think Jey Uso's had his rise, right? I think the fall is coming. And who do you turn to when you're at your lowest, man? Your family, right?
Exactly.
And so I think one way or another, they'll find their way into forgiving one another, and I feel like they'll definitely team up against the other bloodline.
And the way they do this, I think, is maybe next week, Jimmy or Roman tries to go talk to Sammy, and maybe that'll can sway Jey to talk to him.
And Cody Rhodes and Sammy are bros too.
Yeah.
And Cody Rhodes and Jey are bros. So there's ways that they can change Jay's mind, especially if he ends up losing that title.
Yeah, I think that's the main key on it right there. If he's able to retain against Braun,
he's not going to join.
He's not going to help.
If he drops the title, then he'll be back in the Bloodline storyline.
But it's all getting interesting. Leading up to Crown Jewel and War Games, it's all getting interesting. I'm ready for it, and I can't wait to see what happens.
Yeah, the story points are converging. And I don't know about you, man, but I'm ready to talk predictions.
I can't wait.
Soon as this card's ready. But that is it for Monday Night Raw, everybody. Let us know what you think. Do you think Braun Breaker will beat Jey Uso in the future?
And do you think Jey Uso will join and help Jimmy Uso and Roman Reigns?
And then, the big question. What implications does The Rock returning at Bad Blood hold for Crown Jewel and future PLEs involving the Bloodline? And that's about it for this episode.
Like, comment, share, and subscribe.
As for the fan connection, we're out of here.